Jay Leno and Dave Ramsey. What could they possibly have in common? Well, the first thing we think about is automobiles. And we're right. Jay Leno has a beautiful, massive, awesome, unbelievable car collection. And we see it all the time on YouTube, Jay Leno's Garage. But did you know that Dave Ramsey also has an automobile collection? It's not near as massive, huge, or impressive as Jay Leno's, but that's one thing they do have in common. Another thing is money, not the making of money. And I'm not saying that either guy doesn't make a lot of money. I mean, Jay Leno's worth about $400 million and Dave Ramsey's worth about $700 million. So they're way above my pay grade. Concerning the money, it's the lifestyle they live. And what they do have in common is they both live a debt-free lifestyle. Now, that's no news to people about Dave Ramsey living a debt-free lifestyle. Pretty much everybody knows that Dave just preaches, you don't borrow money, you're stupid if you borrow money, don't borrow money. I think that's kind of one of the reasons why a lot of people dislike Dave. It's because they don't like being called stupid for borrowing money or having a good credit score. I get that. I mean, I live a debt-free lifestyle, but I don't go around telling people how stupid they are for borrowing money. I just live my life, like Jay Leno. He doesn't ever tell people that he lives a debt-free lifestyle, that he doesn't borrow money. He approaches it from a more philosophical point of view, not from a biblical point of view. His parents went through the Great Depression back in the 30s, and they taught him, if you want to buy something, you don't borrow money to buy it. You work, you save, and then you buy it. So, as Dave Ramsey would say, Jay Leno acts his wage. He didn't go out and finance everything. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, because there's a few little tidbits of information about Jay Leno's life that I think are pretty interesting, and it revolves around him living a debt-free lifestyle.
When you have parents who grew up during the Depression, it was drummed into you that it's all going to end tomorrow, so save every penny, live as frugally as you possibly can.
Both Ramsey and Leno have different philosophies about money and what money will do for you and why you need to live debt-free. Leno's philosophy is pretty short and sweet. Ramsey goes on and on. Well, that's Dave Ramsey for you.
Get out of debt. The borrower is slave to the lender. 100% of the mentions of debt in Scripture are negative. There is no good debt in Scripture. When you read about it, 100% of the messages are, it's a curse, you're a fool, you're a slave. 100% of the messages in Scripture, biblically speaking, debt is stupid.
The whole point of having money is it buys you freedom, it buys you time. Try not to get in debt, obviously. I was never someone who bought anything on time. I rarely used credit cards. I didn't buy anything I couldn't afford to pay for cash. I always liked that. Here's the money, give me the thing, transaction over.
So there we have it. Two fellas, celebrities, if you will, living debt-free lifestyles, but their motivation for living that debt-free lifestyle is completely different. Now, an interesting thing about Jay Leno, I mean, he's a stand-up comic or a comedian, and he made lots of money before he ever did The Tonight Show. But once he got doing The Tonight Show, he did that for 17 years. His average yearly salary was $20 million. Made a little less than that when he got started and made a little more than that by the time he ended. But 20 million is what he averaged for 17 years. And he says he's never spent it. He's saved it and still has it. That's pretty impressive. I used to think, oh, there's no way, but way.
The legend is that you always kept all those Tonight Show checks and made your money doing live performances and corporate things and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to be hungry.
Did you literally just put those checks, in the bank and never
I lived on the
cashed?
money I made as a stand-up. Yeah, I wanted to be a comedian. I never thought TV was a job that would last your
How
whole
many
life.
years did you do that?
Till the very end. I never touched any of it.
That money just went into an account?
Yeah, still there.
Still there.
Yeah.
Well, like the guy said, it's not a myth. It's the truth. He still has it. Pretty impressive and encouraging to those people who are trying to accomplish a debt-free lifestyle. And I'm not criticizing anybody who isn't. I mean, I lived a life of borrowing, so I know what that's all about. And I've lived a life of being debt-free. And I really like the debt-free stuff a whole lot better than I like the debt. So if you're working toward debt-free, don't give up. Keep trying. If you've accomplished it, congratulations. I'm sure you're enjoying yourself.